Okay, so this is the final Nashorn video where I show the installation of the track now that it's been painted, but not weathered. I've also got a fully painted and weathered version here to show you when I'm done this little bit. So, before you start, you're going to need like some half round toothpicks. Work the best. Just because you don't actually want to use the thin end to hold the track in place, since it will kind of skew the angle of it. And I also recommend using straight glue for this. It's just a little bit easier. And remembering that hopefully you still have your tracks set side to side, which you know they're going to fit. Once it's painted, it's kind of risky to go test fitting it. So, because I mean, there's a risk of wiping out some of your paint, which you're going to have to be really careful when you install it the final time. So just take some full strength glue and put some along the top of every area that the track is going to end up touching. Hopefully we can keep it from touching the track cover. Looks a little nicer if you've got a bit of room there. And one of the reasons that we waited to weather it is because this is going to create shininess, and you're going to want to wipe that out with some weathering, or else you kind of will see it in the final model. Okay, so once you've got everything sort of covered, carefully set either the back or the front in place. It's up to you. And then being really careful with the caps. They tend to the paint tends to shear off the caps really easily for some reason. Try to get it in place. A little separation between it and the hull, maybe 1 millimeter to 1.5 millimeters. Should basically be almost level with most of the superstructure as it comes down. Now we're going to use these round toothpicks to give the track some weight and get it to stick to these bogies rather than to the track cover and superstructure here. So just try to find places where you can fit them in. And careful, because sometimes there's a tendency for the back part of the track, like the interior part of the track, to kick up, and it'll look odd when it's done. And also you kind of want to look at it from the front and make sure the track's coming down nice and straight all the way along the back of the vehicle. And just so you don't mess with stuff while you're doing the other side, I would really recommend you just let the one side dry, then do the other side. And when you let it dry, rather than setting it on its side, because you want all these to stick to the bottom of the track, to stick to the bogies as well, put it down straight. And if you need to, you might even put weight on it, but it should be fine. You shouldn't need that. Now this is my completed version, and I did want to point out that when I painted this gemstone for the headlight, if you really, really carefully tilt your brush and go around, there is one tiny little flat round surface in the front, so it looks like the hooded headlight, historically a lot more than just having the whole thing shiny. And you can see a little bit of that silver shine there, which is really cool looking. So just have a look at the finished product. This is still able to move for wargamers. That sometimes matters. You can see the jack installed here, the tools installed here, ammo boxes, And you can see kind of how, like, once it's weathered, the detailing that you can't really see anymore on the painted version pops back out again. Like, even these tiny little hatches are visible. So, hopefully, you get a nice finished product. When I weathered it, I just used, like, super watery paint and made sure it didn't pool very much anywhere. And then just did a couple layers of it. And you can actually, like, add water to your brush if you're finding that the paint's too thick, or add water to your brush and then sort of use a dry brush to pull the excess material away from areas where it looks like there's too much. It's kind of a cool finishing method I do. So anyways, I'm not that great of a painter, but not a bad finished product. Hopefully you like this video and video set. And very shortly I will be modifying the template to be a better finished product. And thanks for watching, and see you soon in the next video sets. Bye bye.